Hello, Young Road here, and welcome to my channel. Well, we're still on lockdown, and yeah, I must admit it's starting to get a bit hard. So stay tuned and cue the intro. Like a lot of people, I suppose it's now getting very boring indeed. It's difficult. I can't really work because, I work in the service industry, and, it's basically impossible for me to work and keep up with social distancing. So, technically I work from home anyway, so, can't get out on my bike. Well, I can. I mean, there's nothing to stop you going for a ride, but end of the day, you're supposed to only make essential journeys, and I can't even say I can use my bike for doing a lot of shopping. I live within a family of 5, so I can't get enough food in the top box. Yeah, okay, if I just wanted to nip out and get a loaf of bread and a bottle of milk, yeah, I can take the bike. But by the time I've actually sort of moved a car, got a bike out of the garage, I've actually walked to the local shop and bought those 2 items. So you can't really justify taking the bike out for a spin in those circumstances. We've got no trainees doing CBTs on Saturday and Sundays. You've got, so the actual training schemes are under total shutdown at the minute. And then of course, without doing any CBTs, we're not even then doing training for people going towards their DAS test or whichever test they're doing. Training for that is usually done on evenings. So, yeah, that used to sort of take up quite a bit of biking time, which was enjoyable, but can't do that at all now. I was sitting in the conservatory the other night, and I can hear some bikes, giving it big licks. Some were quite nearby. I can't imagine they were going shopping, They sounded, more than one of them, 2 or 3 at least. Is that right? I mean, okay, one could say they are social distancing a little bit. They're not sort of sitting in a car together, they're going out for a ride on the bike. I'm not here to judge or say whether it's right or wrong. Personally, I don't do it, should some clown knock me off or something like that, and I don't really want to have to go to hospital in a situation like we have got now. So it's up to the individual to make their own decisions on things like that, but I choose not to. The irony of all this is I've got loads of time, spare time now, to sort of edit videos and sort of try and create some content. The only problem is I can't get out and ride my bike to get any footage done. So basically I'm just doing what a lot of others do, and that's use some old B-roll from better, sort of happier times, and then add a voice over to it. All this is hard for us, but please, spare a thought for those people who have lost their lives to this, and their families and friends who are mourning them. Also spare a thought for people who are at present fighting for their life, and the incredible frontline staff caring for them. So, when I feel down, that's because I can't go out on the bike, or I can't do my work, or I can't go to the shooting range, I try to think of these other people, and it just makes you more humble and realise, what, there's a lot of people out there worse off than we are. My wife actually works in care, and some of the residents, I should say, at the home she works at, was showing symptoms. So basically, her and 4 other staff were on total lockdown for 2 weeks. That's like living there 24/7, working extremely long hours. Obviously, before this sort of happened, she was in contact with myself. So at the minute, self-isolating a little bit, luckily none of us are showing any sort of symptoms, and thankfully the residents at the home seem to be a lot better now, so that's all a good situation. Both my bikes are on sawn at the moment. The ZZR 1400, the MOT ran out on that sometime last year because I was using the Triumph. As it happens, the Triumph MOT ran out only a few days ago, but as it happens now, you can get a 6-month extension. I looked online and mine's actually showing MOT now till October, so come beginning of May I'm going to actually get it taxed. Once I've finished my self-isolation bit, the training scheme I volunteer for, trying to put together like more of like a care in the community sort of thing, where we can help those who need help, elderly or vulnerable people, even if it's sort of taking food round for those who can't get out shopping. So I'm going to volunteer for that. The bike will be ideal, stick the top box on and try and do my bit, you know, for the local people. Last Friday I got some tickets to go and see Evanescence in concert, but sadly that's been cancelled. Good band. Apparently they've been rescheduled to play again in September, and the tickets are still valid for that, but it makes you wonder whether things are going to be right by September. I was hoping to get some tickets to go and see a band called Ghost in November, and the cream de la cream is I've actually got tickets to go and see Genesis in December, so just hoping things will return back to normal so that can go ahead. It certainly looks like my 2 biking holidays I've got booked, one to Scotland and one to Bruges. I can't see them going ahead now, so I have to retake them at a later point as well. It will be interesting to see how things will be lifted and how long it will take. More so, how long will it take for things to return to normal? I think activities like, you know, where you can social distance they could be lifted first. Not being selfish, but let's just take the shooting range as an example. I mean, people go there, they pay the money. It's quite a large, area. You can sit there and social distance from other people and shoot away to your heart's content. Whereas obviously something like a concert or a venue or a busy pub or a club, it's impossible to keep the distance between you. So I would imagine those places will take a lot longer before they reopen. At what cost to the businesses and at what cost to the economy as well. One of my customers, he's actually an accountant, and he was sort of saying, that the government, I know we all take our share in calling them and criticising them for one thing and another, but the one thing the government has done in the UK here is gave a lot more help to people with job furloughs and grants and payments for self-employed people. It's probably going to take the economy years to recover from that, or they'll probably just put your tax up in the future to get it back one way or the other. But they've done quite a lot to it. But it's the long-term effect of business. Now, a classic example, I know a guy who used to go and have his hair done regular. He was always, like to keep up to date with hairstyles and everything. Can't go and get his hair cut. So he's actually bought himself a pair of clippers and basically gave himself a number 2 all over. Something he would never have done in the past. Having said that, he's sort of used to it now, and he's going to continue it. So his hairdresser, or the salon he normally uses, are now going to lose his future business. And that's just in one little area like haircutting, So, it could have a very long-term impact on businesses out there. So, thanks for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed some of the content we've spoke about in this video. Hope it gives you something to think about. Just try and remain positive. Think of, good times ahead. I'm sure they hopefully will return back to us all. So if you enjoyed the video, like, tick, subscribe is always good, it does help the channel. If you're riding out there, then obviously ride safe. And if you're not riding, just please stay safe. Think about the distancing and protect yourself and your family and your friends. All's left me to say is bye for now.